Beautiful morning, and of course, it's Saturday, the 23rd day in the month of March 2023. Welcome to Atlantic Sports Personality. My name is Ekpo Temple, and of course, on Atlantic Sports Personality today, our focus will be on Chidi Okeze Anthony, the young lad who did so well, at this ongoing African competition in Ghana, and of course we'll take a look at all the happenings there, and what he stands to gain. So we'll look at his background, we'll look at his records, his achievements. We'll also look at how they make their money as athletes, and basically Okeze stands tall in the 400-meter race at the ongoing African Games in Ghana. So all this will make for a proper conversation here today. When we come back from this short time, please don't go anywhere.
Telling him not to counterpunch.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Telling him not to counterpunch. Telling him not to counterpunch. People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
on the point of order.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
telling him not to counterpunch.
All right, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, it's sports personality here on Atlantic Television Network. And I did mention earlier that athletics was officially recognized as a sport in Nigeria in 1944. And since then, the green and white nation has consistently produced exceptional male athletes. That's to say, for last year, I mean, we saw a lot at the Commonwealth Games and at the ongoing African Games. That was no different because a lot of achievement was done in that area. Nigerian male athletes showed unwavering determination, persistent consistency, courage, and dedication in their performances. And that's why our focus on today's edition of the show will be centered on American-born Nigerian athlete Chidi Anthony Okeze, who secured gold in the men's 400-meter final on the third day of athletics at the ongoing Africa Games in Accra, Ghana. We shall look at his background, his athletics activities, his records, and sources of revenue as an athlete. As a guest today, we'll be having Pale Kingsley joins us any moment from now. But before then, let's take a look at what transpired and why we are really looking at Okeze and what he has done. Just within a week, Anthony Okeze finally became an African champion after he took his first gold of the Day 3 athletics event in the men's 400-meter final by 45.0 seconds, 06 seconds in the personal best finish. Now, since 2016, he started representing Nigeria. The best he had done on the continent was a win and get a bronze medal in 2019. So basically, this is a little intro. That's part of the reason why we are looking at him and why we're talking about him. Okeze was born on August 8, 1993. He's a U.S.-born sprinter of Nigerian American descent. His father, Moses Okeze, is a Nigerian, and his mother, Carol Morris, is a Jamaican. He has 9 siblings, and he graduated from Hampton University in 2015 and has a master's in sports administration. For Okeze, he is competing internationally for Nigeria and is a 2-time African champion, bronze medalist in the 400-meter race. Let's look at the career of Chidi Okeze. Okeze was part of the American 4x400-meter relay team that won a gold medal at the 2012 World Junior Championship in Athletics in Barcelona. He also represented Nigeria at the 2018 Commonwealth Games and reached the semi-finals of the 400 men. He also ran the anchor leg for the country in the 4x400-meter relay race, the heat event. The team finished second, but were eventually disqualified for a line infringement. In 2018, the African champion were a success for him. He won an individual bronze medal in the 400-meter behind Boboloki, Tibi, and Tepelo Pora. This made him a 2-time African championship bronze medalist, as he had won a bronze medal at 2016 championship in Dubai. He later anchored the Nigerian 4x100-meter relay race to a bronze medal behind Kenya and South Africa. Okeze was also a member of the African quartet that placed second in the mixed 4x400-meter relay at the 2018 Athletics International Athletics Federation Continental Cup. In 2019, he won the bronze medal in the men's 4x400-meter at the 2019 African Games held in Rabat, Morocco. He also won the bronze medal in the men's 400-meter race. So far, his personal best in the 400-meter is 45.24 seconds, which he ran at 2018 Cultural Games in Nevis. So, with this now, you can now look at his national titles. Okeze has really achieved so much when it comes to the little time frame. In 400-meter in 2015, his personal best so far was in outdoor event. He clocked at 45.24 seconds, at Nevis in 2018. And then in 200 meters, he clocked 21.02 seconds, as well as 46.48 seconds in Boston in 2000. 2016. So basically, when you want to talk about Okezie, look at him from the different areas of endeavors, what he's been able to achieve, and the things that he did well for the country. But beyond that, we'll try to see how far, you know, he has been able to hold on what he did as a collegiate, because I did mention earlier that Okezie is also a collegiate student. That is, he's an athlete who is schooling. He has bagged an MSc, Masters in Sports Administration, and of course, so what are activities that underlines his achievement while in school? We're going to talk about that, but like I said, in his background, we've been able to create a background story around him to say that this is one man whose parents are deeply from Nigeria, and then the mother is a Jamaican. That means he has a very strong background. And no surprise why when you're from Jamaica, the Jamaicans have done so well in the world of athletics. One just little wonder why he has that love for athletics, and gradually, I mean, they say persistency, pays, rewards, and so far he's been rewarded clearly. From bronze medal, he's elevated that to now getting a gold medal, and that's a good one for him. But the biting thing about it is beyond the gold medal that some of the athletes have won, a lot to talk about. Now, what do they stand to gain? Yes, before they went for the African Games in Ghana, the minister has expressed, and truly too, that athletes will be given some amount of money. For those who perform excellently, for those who do well, they will be given some amount of money, and that's what he said. And it looks like that's correct. But then, but a lot of athletes have also found that the cricketers are saying, they're asking whether they were part of it, because the cricket female team won a medal, and without, maybe they're not part of the contingent, but they participated in the games. But just yesterday, the Ministry of Sports Development, came out with some goodies, and of course, they make a say. I said it has begun the payment of athletes and officials, especially their camp allowances and their bonuses for winning medals at the 13th edition of the African Games. And so from yesterday to today, the payment will continue. Those allowances, like they said from the Minister of Sports, it looks like if you win a medal, it doesn't matter the color, gold, silver, or bronze, you stand to get something. So today, those athletes will start receiving their camp allowances, and this is coming from the sports minister's aide, Mary Insan, who made a statement in this regard on Friday. A lot of athletes, she said, had doubt and fears, but the trust and confidence has been restored. Athletes who won medals will also gain their bonuses. This is coming from the aide to the sports minister. He found attached bonuses for individual doubles and team sports medal winners. According to the attached statement, individual gold, silver, and bronze medalists will get $3,000 US, 2,000 and 1,000 US respectively. That is to say that Okezie Anthony will now get 3,000 US for winning gold medal, and then team sports are entitled to 5,000 US as well as just like that. So athletes are to receive 6,000, 4,000 and 3,000 naira, for team sports, and a lot of anticipation towards this particular one. But it's lovely to get to see how athletes are preparing, and for some, they even get to be paid 12,000, 7,000 and 5,000 naira, 5,000 US, as the case may be. Coaches whose athletes team won gold, silver, and bronze medal were rewarded 5,000, 2,500 and 1,500 US respectively. Now, meanwhile, members of the 15 players senior women's cricket team at the African Games who defied the odds to win bronze at the Continental Showpiece do not know where their fate lies, whether they will be rewarded by the minister. This is because the team was dropped by the ministry before the games, but only made a trip to Accra, courtesy of the Cricket Federation, who pleaded for them to be allowed to be part. By right, they are entitled to 5,000 US, but after adding to Nigeria's medal haul, but will they be paid? Well, we'll keep our finger crossed. But the good thing about this is Chidi Okezie Anthony stands to be a beneficiary of this largesse. He stands to get 3,000 US for winning gold in the 400 meter race, and this is fantastic. This is a player from 2016 when he started. He's been struggling, to achieve a lot in his athletics career, especially at a continental showpiece, but he's not been able to achieve that. But then he's been able to break the genes finally by getting his hand on that gold, and it looks like something that can never be, that will not come to reality, but he was able to achieve that. But one thing that is striking is how far can Chidi Anthony Okeze go, in his athletics career? How far can he go? That's one thing that we will look at. The next target, like he said, after he won that particular one, it was very explicit that his next target is the Olympics. And from what the achievement of athletes at this year's African Games, there is this optimism, there is this aura that Team Nigeria can live up to expectation. And that's why the president of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, Tino Bokokowa, has predicted gloriously that Team Nigeria has the potentials, of doing so well in this year's Olympic Games. The president is confident that Team Nigeria can field squad that will also, replicate the feat that we saw at this ongoing African Games in Ghana. And his projection is even high. He is thinking that these athletes will even surpass the projection. And I want to quote what he said. He said, "I think we will surpass the target that we put at stake. Our plan is to take the remaining 2 relays, and I pray it to happen like that." He went on to say that a lot of our boys are in school. We are very hot, but they are not here. While they join his team, it is going to be difficult for us to even select who to represent Nigeria. It is good for such stiff competition among them, but we'll get the best possible. So, yeah, like he said, it is good to have competition, but how do you marry the excellent nature of the ones that have displayed at this year's All African Games, and then expectation for the ones that will join later, for the Olympics? So this seems to be a tough one to call. But he has said that the players the athletes like Okeze Anthony will always stand tall. Can he stand tall against top names at the world level? We'll keep our finger crossed, or we are waiting to see how far he can go. The minister also said that from what Okeze and other athletes have done, that all hands must be on deck, and they will work collaboratively with the federal government to see that the best of the best preparation is given to these talented athletes. And this is what he said. So he said they need to start preparing for the Olympics, and the Olympic game is a different ball game altogether. You have to start early. You have to support the athletes. You have to make sure that there is a way to give them little stipends for upkeep so that they will be able to train. That's what he said. And then the president also went on to say that they will meet with the ministry and to see what they can do to, build determination, to also see what they can do to also, equip the athletes for what is to come. But then we need to really develop our athletes to a level where we will be very happy that we have strong contenders. Having done so well in athletics when it comes to the African Games, the sports ministry, the sports minister, a lot of them in the sporting fraternity, including the Federation President, Tino Bokokowa, will be hoping that our athletes can, be medal hopeful when the Olympic game comes proper. And then let's look at what Chidi Okeze, said after winning the medal at the African Games. And he has described the triumph as incredible, and he said it is a dream come true for him. Obviously, you understand, when a player, when an athlete have not been achieving, he's an underachiever, and he surpassed the expectation at this year's game. I mean, he feels that it is an incredible act, it is an incredible feat, and it is a dream come true for him. So when you look at all that he has achieved, he said that following the workout regiment, he followed it religiously, and seeing the result are the keys to his success. And he went on to also say that his focus now will be after the African Games. So he wants to qualify for the Paris Olympic Games, and that's his next thing. So Chidi Okeze, yes, apart from what he's been able to achieve at the African Games, there is also the tendency that he needs to perform so well to achieve something at the Olympics, maybe qualifying, because a lot, his timing needs to be upgraded. He needs to be very determined to see what he can achieve. I want to quote what he said. He said, I need to run 45 seconds flat so that I am close to meeting the qualifying time. When I get back to the US, I will work with my coach to develop a plan that will make me qualify for the Olympic Games. Yes, so he has won a 100-meter, a 400-meter gold in Accra, Ghana, but he is yet to qualify for the Olympic Games. And qualification does not come cheap. The only way to qualify is to run under 45 seconds, and that's what he thinks it can really help him. Well, if that can be achieved, with the blend of his coach, the tactical ability of his coach, that will also be very fine. But gladly, it is worthwhile to say that they understand what it means to qualify for the Olympics. He understands the value of winning a gold medal at the Olympics. He has tasted gold now in his life, and he understands that he has been upgraded from bronze now. He's a champion in Africa, and he also wants to showcase that I'm not just a champion in Africa. I want to be a champion at the world level. I want to be a medalist at the world level. But all this won't come as easy as expected. But he has also said that on a standard outdoor running event, he needs to do so well. In fact, he said categorically that he said athletes could compete favorably with others in Europe and America, but they need the resources to do that. And he acknowledged the fact that in Africa here, except for countries like Egypt that are doing so well in sports, Morocco and some of the North African countries, South Africa, maybe Nigeria, we've had a challenge of facility, good resources that will prepare these athletes in terms of their training, packaging them, preparing them for this competition. And he said, if we have good atmosphere, if we have good resources, the athletes in Nigeria can compete, with any athletes in the world. And it's unfortunate that we don't get some of these resources. And for him, who is based in the US, he feels that there is need for the federation, the sports ministry, to create an enabling environment that will, nurture the talent that are inherent in some of our athletes. And there is no disparity when it comes to achievement. It only takes that excellent form. It only takes, it takes a whole lot for that to be achieved. And so for him, if we have an enabling environment, we have good facility, we can compete strongly with our overseas-based athletes. And that's what he said. For him, he understands what it means to enjoy those luxury, because he's not a Nigerian-based athlete. Rather, he's a US-based athlete, and all the comfort, all the facilities are there for them, to get. And he said that a lot of us, a lot of people out there do what they do because they have the resources, in America and in Europe, and that's why they perform better as compared to athletes here. So we're still looking at Anthony Okezie, his feat and his little achievement. We'll go on a break now. When we come back from this break, we'll look at him from the perspective of what will happen at the Olympics. Can he qualify for the Olympics? If Chidi Okezie Anthony qualifies for the Olympics, what does it stand to gain? And then also look at those that have won a lot at the Olympics, and then many other things, the monetary involvement. How does the athlete survive from the perspective of Chidi Okezie Anthony? And then we'll see what happened after their athletics years, when they retire, how their life, what revolves around their life. All this, we'll picture it from the angle of the achievement of the young 400-meter athlete, Chidi Anthony Okezie, who has done so well in recent time in Ghana. So all this we'll look at critically, and then look at his background. The man who is from Jamaica, who is from Nigeria, whose mother is from Jamaica. I mean, is there any correlation to his performance? Does that influence why he became an athlete, and why he wants to be a world medalist in quote? Obviously, he has not won a medal in his life. He has not won a gold medal. This is his first gold medal. So his next target will be, I want to qualify for the Olympics. I want to win a gold medal. Can he do that? Where he will face stiff opposition from other Jamaicans and other good legs in the UK, in the US, and other part of Europe. So Anthony Okezie stands tall in Nigeria, in Africa, as it stands now. But can he stand tall at the world level, especially from the angle of the Olympics? Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we have more to talk about Anthony Chidi Okezie on Sports Personality this Saturday morning.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Telling him not to counterpunch. Telling him not to counterpunch. People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
On the point of order.
Honorable
You are a human
On the point of
on them. They are not picking our cause. They made up their mind.
So no agreement with the EU, but
telling him not to counterpunch.
All right, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, it is the Saturday Sports Personality Show, and our focus on today's edition of the show is on a man that just achieved so much, in athletics, especially the 400-meter race at the ongoing African Games in Ghana. Chidi Anthony Okezie is the name we are looking at today, and he's a young lad that has just done so well for himself. A lad who is in his 20s, and he has achieved so much from 1993 to 2023, 24, and put together, you can just see that this man has really done so well. And from the background, we talk about a little that he has done in terms of how he has strived to get to the level that he's been to. We looked at, we talk about his background, how he, father, hails from Nigeria, and he himself, also has roots in Jamaica because the mom is from Jamaica. We also talk about, how he also was enrolled into, graduated from the Hampton University in the U.S. in 2015 and has a master's in sports administration. That's very interesting. A lot of us athletes don't further their administration, they don't further their academics, but Chidi Anthony Okeze is the man who understands that beyond sports, there is a life to live, and as a master's degree holder, a lot of potentials already lies, for him, and I tell you for sure. And he has also is an athlete who has that taste and hunger, to achieve a lot. He has competed, from his junior cadre, representing the U.S. as well as at some level before, bringing back his allegiance to Nigeria and all that. To talk about his career and how he's been able to achieve so much. He participated in American 4x100 meter race, relay race, and won gold in Barcelona in 2012. I talked about that one. He represented Nigeria at the Commonwealth Games and reached the semi-finals of the 400 meter race and a lot. But his biggest achievement before this year was getting a bronze medal, for Team Nigeria, and that was it. So if they had asked him this year whether he will achieve a lot, the young man would have said no, because he has the desire to do that, but whether he's going to be the winner of the gold medal, maybe he would have said no, but he did that in grand style, taking it over from the Gambians. Those that have been holding it strongly, the Kenyans, the Gambians, even the Ghanaians. And so we now have a new champion in Chidi Anthony Okeze. And because he has won this now, a lot of targets are for the Olympics. A lot of people will be thinking, okay, he has won at the level of Africa. He's now an African champion, in 400 meter race. Can he replicate such at the Olympics? And so let's look at, before now, his personal best is indoor so far is 4.5, 45.21, 24 seconds at the Nevis in 2015. In 2016, at the indoor activities, he had a personal best of 46.48 in Boston in 2016. So far, that's it. But can he go one more step, to achieving a little more? Can he qualify to the Olympics? That should be his next target now. And I also talk about the monetary involvement, for the All African Games. For those who have won gold medals or medals in the colors of silver and bronze, they have 3,000, 2,000, and 1,000 US dollars, as largesse to be given to them. And this is coming from the sports ministry, who already think that they need to encourage our athletes, especially those that have done so well at this year's All African Games. And then we talked about his comment when he talked about the disparity between the European-based athletes and why African athletes are not competing at that level that we desire them to be. So for him, it's about winning. He has participated in not just about the 400 meter race, he has also participated in the relay race, and that's the beauty of when you're an athlete. You have the option of participating. So for Chidi Anthony Okeze, he's an all-round athlete, but he majors in the 400 meter race. That is his event, and this is where he has achieved a little. But then we're now looking at how far he can go, at the Olympics. He's there to qualify for the Olympics, no doubt. But then, can he be part of the Olympics? After winning this particular one, winning gold in Ghana, can Chidi Anthony Okeze be part of the Olympics? And like I said, athletics at the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, in Paris are scheduled to run from 11th August to 1st to 11th of August. It will feature a total of 48 medal events across the three disciplines. Talk about track and field, road running, race walking. 4 venues are to be used, in France, the Podilina for race walking, the Hotel de Rival, and then the Invilliers for the start and the end point of the marathon. Also, Stade de France for the track and field event. So these are some other. But then let's look at the 400-meter race, and let's know what we are to do when it comes to the athletes that may compete strongly with him in this regard. And one of the athletes, of course, you look at this particular one, the 400-meter race is the sprint event that looks at the best from athletes. So they have stiff competition. It features an athletics program like the indoor sports, indoor athletics. Talk about the outdoor, not forgetting the World Athletics Championship and at the Olympics also. And for the first time, it featured in the Olympic Games in 1896 for the male, and then in 1964 for the female. So the 400-meter race has been there since 1896, for the male, and 1964 for the women. That's the origin of, or the first time when the 400-meter race was featured in the Olympic for the male and female respectively. On a standard outdoor running track, it is one lap around the track. So runners will start in a staggering position and race in separate lanes for the entire course. In many countries, athletes previously competed in the 400 yards. So if you look at the nature of the 400, it is not like the sprint race like the 100-meter race, or a little bit cumbersome or less cumbersome as compared to the 200-meter race. No, it is not. Or the relay race where you exchange battens. The 400-meter race takes a lot, and athletes can run for quarter miles. That is equivalent to 448 to 433 yards. That is how lengthy it could be. So you can imagine training for such race. It takes a whole lot, and Okeze Anthony has really proven that all his hard work, his effort, will gradually pay off one day. Because from bronze medal, he has elevated it now to gold. But then we hope that he will also qualify to be at the Olympics. That's what Okeze Anthony is expecting to see now. But then, if he qualifies, if he gets to qualify, he will have stiff opposition, at the world level, because recently we have a lot of athletes that are doing so well at the 400-meter race in the world. The current men's record holder, at that level is Vande de Niekerk of South Africa in the 400-meter race, and that is the man that, if Okeze qualifies for the Olympics, he will battle strongly against the South African, who has a time of 43.03 seconds, at the last Olympic Games. Also, he also participated in last year's World Athletics Championship in Oregon and in Eugene. And so Van Niekerk is also the Olympic record holder. Stephen Gardiner is another athlete that is the reigning Olympic champion. Antonio Watson is the current world champion. Christopher Morris Williams is the world indoor champion, record with a time of 44.49 seconds. So you look at the timing, of the South African, 43.03 seconds, 44.49 seconds. These are timing that Okeze will be, hoping to push forward. And I asked myself, can he achieve that? It looks funny, but I think he has. He has the willpower, because if he can achieve, if he can run high, it's about getting to the 45 second mark, and that's it. But can he really go past that? It all depends on what he makes of him. But I tell you, if you have a 45, like he's been able to achieve 48, so he needs to go below the 45-point margin to see if he can also push his timing to or elevate it to getting more closer. If he does that, if he can limit his timing, if he can do so well in an effort to reduce his timing, that would be very good for him. But he will have still opposition from the names I've just scored, at the Olympics, if he gets to qualify, because by the virtue of the timing of Van Niekerk of South Africa, the likes of Antonio Watson and Christopher Moraes, they have already qualified. and we hope to see him there. But can he achieve that? But so let's look at the athletes that have been successful, when it comes to the 400-meter race, both men and women. And of course, we'll start with those that have achieved the victories in different Olympic Games as well as World Athletics Championship. So we have Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson have won the 400-meter race 6 times in his career. He was from 1996 to 2000. He won this particular one in fine fashion. We also saw, apart from that, he was also a world champion in 1993, 1995, 1997, and 1999. And so these are the achievements of this man, Michael Johnson. We also have the likes of those that have won the 400-meter race at the world level, created history for themselves. We have the likes of Maria Jose Parek, who have also won 4 gold medal at that level. Okay, yeah. So far we've seen him. He's from the US. He's a champion in 1996 and 2000. He was a world champion in 1993, 1995, 1997, and 1999. And of course, look at what he's been able to achieve from 1992 as a world champion, 1991, 1995. 3 wins for Cathy Freeman, a lady there from Australia. She won the Olympic in 2000, and she became a world champion in 1997 and 1999. So from 1997, 1999, she was a world champion in athletics, and then finally won for herself, the Olympic medal in 2000. We also have Jeremy Warena. She has won 3 medals so far, recorded at that level. She's from the US. She was a champion in 2004 and also a champion in 2007. And then 3 wins for Christian Uhurogu. This seems like a British Nigerian. She was an Olympic champion in 2008 and also a world champion in 2007 and 2013. Lashen Merritt, she's also a winner, a 3-time winner. She's from the US, Olympic champion in 2008, world champion in 2009 and 2013. We also have Wedi van Niekerk of South Africa. That's the man I talked about. He's an Olympic champion in 2016, and he has won the world championship in 2015 and 2017. So it looks like he's going to replicate such form at this year's Olympic Games. And then not forgetting what Shawnee Miller-Ubo of the Bahamas, did at last Olympic when she became a champion and also won it. She is now an Olympic champion in 2016 and 2020 in the 400-meter race. She also won last year's 2022 edition of the World Championship in Oregon, the USA, and that's it. So now that we have seen the record holders in the 400-meter race, you ask yourself, can Chidi Anthony Okeze, compete highly or get a chance to compete with these legends that have achieved so much? Is a question that stands tall. But Chidi Okeze has what it takes. Let's delve to the later part of the show now, which of course is, how does Chidi Okeze Anthony makes his money? Of course, he has a bright career as an athlete, but how does he make his money? And what happens to him after retirement? That seems to be the next area that we're going to look at. I told you earlier that as a college student, he makes money as a college student, and they are not yet professionals at that time, but have some money making option open to them that are that professional athletes also do. They also have like scholarship. Some of them are into scholarship, and so they make money through the scholarship. Many of these athletes, like Okeze, received the scholarship from from a lot of from even Nigeria. His parents, his school and all that. That covers the cost of his schools, his tuition fees, living expenses while he was in school. This allowed them to also focus on athletics event and also a lot more. And then also, in addition to that, he also had to study, train without having to worry about how he will pay, because those scholarship, tuition fees and all that caters for those ones. In addition, as a college student, he also made money from endorsement, prizes and coaching. In fact, he also participated in some of the team's activities and offers lessons like in golf, tennis, and other sporting options that are available for him. Now, when he became a professional, like he has participated at the African Games now, from becoming a junior athlete, now he's now a professional athlete. You know, how do they make their own money? One of the ways to make money as an athlete is the prize money that is involved. Of course, when you compete in competitions, you get more money. You win tournaments, you earn prize money. Like we saw what transpired, the emotion and what he was able to achieve in his time. We also talk about sponsorship. He did so well in achieving that too. Endorsement is another area that Chidi Okezie makes his money from endorsement. He endorsed deals with companies, brands, and a lot of associates. You know, so these are also revenue-making pathways for him. As salary, I'm not sure whether the Athletics Federation of Nigeria pays them a salary, but the truth is that we have a chance to also make money. And then appearance fees. As an athlete, he also go for visitations. He's invited for events, and when he appears, there are money that he gets at last. Contract with athletics brand. Some big brands that are into shoemaking, clothes wears, and all that also could partner with him, and he could make some money for himself. Performance bonuses, like we talk about this particular one at the ongoing athletics African Games in Ghana. Okezie makes money by by winning the gold medal. Now he stands to get a bonus of $3,000 for becoming a medalist, especially the gold medalist in that category. Also, contract with athletics brand. Okezie will also make a lot of money if he has internal contacts with brands. Now that he's not a 100-meter record holder, maybe not record holder per se, but 100-meter champion in Africa, there's the possibility of creating brand for himself. A lot of brands will come for him now. He can feature in those brands and also make money. Government fundings, the Ministry of Sports are also going to fund them. Their ticket, their air ticket, their flight, a lot comes to that. Media and broadcasting fees. I mean, media houses can also partner with him to be the ambassadors. As such, you get some travel aids financially. And then coaching and training too. If he retires, he can be a coach. I did mention earlier that Chidi Anthony Okezie is learned. He has a master's degree in sports administration, and that seems to be an area that he can go into. Personal branding and merchandise. He can create a branding firm for himself after he retires from athletics, and because of his educational background, he can decide to market himself and create brand from what he's been able to achieve, and then many more. So in his retirement age, you may not worry so much about it because Anthony Okezie, is one man who haven't achieved the gold medal at this level in Africa. He hopes that his greatest dream will be to get the ticket to be at the Paris Olympic Games, and if he achieves that, that will be massive for him. So many thanks to you out there viewing us and watching us. We talked about Anthony Chidi Okezie, a Nigerian who also shares a background with Jamaica because his mother is from Jamaica, and we talked about everything that you need to know. He won gold in the 400-meter race. Nigeria at the medal table. Only then we keep our finger crossed and see what transpired. August 1st to 11th, we answer it all. My name is Ekpo Temple. Many thanks for being part of the show today. Let's do this again next week. And of course, the promise to be mind-blowing. We'll come with another mind-blowing profile of one big sports man or woman who will tickle your fancy. Yeah. Until we come your way, then have a lovely time on Atlantic Television Network. Go to our social media platform to talk with us further on Twitter, Facebook, X, and Instagram to enjoy our conversation. Bye-bye.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains.